Okay, time is 4 p.m. and the Pharr Planning and Zoning Commission will come to order. Roll call,
Danny Wiley,
present.
Charlie Ramirez,
Here.
Rafael Munguia, Andy Castro,
Here.
Ruben Luna, Mercantu, Mercedes Guillen, Javier Gutierrez. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to excuse the absentees.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. Public testimony, anybody signed up?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We have two individuals who signed up to speak and two surrounding property owners that signed up to speak but could not attend.
Okay. Approval of the minutes of November the 12th, 2024.
Chairman, I move for approval.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. First item.
The purpose of the public hearing today is for a temporary moratorium on commercial car washes. The purpose of the moratorium is for recent new applications of commercial car washes that have current regulations may be inadequate to control the impacts of such growth and development on the surrounding streets, network, water, and wastewater facilities, and other public facilities. The purpose of the temporary moratorium is on commercial car washes in the city of Pharr is to address water concerns and regulate the populations of commercial car washes. The city will be implementing distance restrictions to prevent new car washes from being established too close to existing other ones and residential districts. This measure aims to ensure stability of water usage and minimize environmental impacts while the city works on more comprehensive development code. This temporary moratorium is necessary to maintain the status quo and suspend future commercial car washes during a period that the city receives public input on whether to continue. Moratorium should be imposed. If the city commission enacts and continue the moratorium, the city will have additional time, research, and following updates to its comprehensive master plan, including its land use plan, as well as plan for updates needed for the public facilities for the city of Pharr, such as actions are necessary in order to preserve the health, safety, and general welfare of the community. This is the first public hearing for today, November 25th, 2024 for P&Z. The second public hearing will be Monday, December the 2nd, 2024 at 4 p.m.
We need to approve it.
Excuse me? This is a public hearing.
No, do we need to approve this here and here? The reading here.
We're not reading the ordinance. It's just a public hearing today.
Okay.
Is there any questions, concerns, any input from the general public?
I got one question now. In reference to proximity of car washes, given that city is basically encircled with different municipalities, will the proximity of another car wash in another city's jurisdiction
It's only for,
apply?
it would be only within city limits.
Within our city limits?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and this is just the first public hearing, so once it goes through city commission for their approvals, for the reading of the ordinances,
Right,
then that gives us, we're gonna do a 90-day period of moratorium
okay,
where we have time, staff with management, along with commission and general public input to our findings to present an ordinance
right.
to the city commission for their approval.
Yeah, because you're seeing more and more, you got a car wash in Pharr, and then you're gonna have two more in McAllen.
Yeah.
Within a half mile of
Yeah.
each other, and, you know,
It'll
you
just be
figure
for-
common sense would, you know,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question. Do we have a city ordinance of how many car washes we have in the city?
No.
So
This is why we're,
is it,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there any way that they can raise up their amount of water they can clean or reuse again?
that's something we'll do during our research and our studies, that we'll see what type of facilities they can, for, if we do present a new ordinance, what type of facilities will be included with the new car washes if they're implemented.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Garza, do we know how many car washes we have currently?
Currently, no, we're gonna start doing some research on that, but we do have permitted recently, 3 new ones that are been in
This-
play.
This includes those that were actually, I'm going to call them mom and pop shops for now, because for lack of a better word, those people that do it out of their side homes or side garages.
They would have to be permitted. with
They
the
would
city.
have to be permitted. That was my
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, any further questions?
No, sir.
Next item is public hearing. Uh, Oscar J.E. Garza, owner, has filed with the Planning and Zoning Commission a request for a change of zone from the single-family residential district R1 to townhouse residential district RTH in order to construct townhomes. The subject site is located at the southeast corner of East Dryer Avenue and South Mongolia Street, has a physical address of 207 South Mongolia Street. The property is legally described as Lot 3, Block 3, Magic Valley, Investment Subdivision Number 3, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property fronts South Mongolia Street, a 50-foot to 60-foot local street, which runs north and south with a posted speed limit of 20 to 30 miles per hour or less identified in the city of Pharr's thoroughfare plan. This property and the properties to the south, east, and north were zoned single-family residential district R1 when the city adopted the current zoning ordinance 1982. The property to the west was rezoned from single-family residential district R1 to residential multifamily district RMF on December 3rd, 1996. There have been no other zoning requests within the vicinity of the subject property since that time. The property is generally designated for single-family use in the land use plan. The residential townhouse district RTH is established to provide adequate space and site diversion for medium-density residential development that is single-family on separate lots and typically owner-occupied. Townhouse development is a low to medium-density use, and before zoning to townhouses usage, the increased requirements for streets, water and fire protection, wastewater, drainage, and adequate open space must be met. Townhouse development must be properly buffered from non-residential uses and protected from high volumes of non-single family traffic or from other pollution and other environmental hazards. 22 letters were mailed out to the surrounding property owners within a 200-foot radius on November 15th, 2024. And a legal notice was published in the Advanced News Journal on November 13, 2024. Staff received responses in opposition of the request. The Element Service is requesting disapproval of the rezoning request from single-family district R1 to townhouse district RTH, as the property is not compatible with adjacent and nearby uses and may be detrimental impact on the neighborhood character. If approved, the owner must comply with all city ordinances and city department requirements.
Okay, the applicant is present.
Yes, the applicant is present today as well.
Do you have any comments? Does the applicant have any comments?
The applicant, Mr. Garza?
¿Puedo hablar en español?
Claro que sí. Nada más. Necesitamos su nombre, su domicilio, dónde vive.
Mi nombre es Oscar Garza y estaba proponiendo poner townhouses en la dirección de la 207 Magnolia, South Magnolia. Y pues metí los papeles a ver si se puede aprobar y si no, pues lo que pase, pues eso va a pasar. No sé si hay inconvenientes o algo, si quieren que les muestre cómo van a quedar los edificios, para que no piensen que son cosas de baja calidad también y todo eso. Pues no quiero perjudicar a ningún vecino y quiero que todos se beneficien también, ¿verdad?
Muy bien.
Bueno, gracias. Questions? None? Okay, muchas gracias. Thank you. Okay. This item requires a public hearing. Is there anybody from the affected area signed up to speak on this item?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We have 2 surrounding property owners that are here to speak today.
Come on up.
Good
Hi, sir, you-
afternoon, Mr. Chairman, board members.
Your name
My
and
name is
address?
Jose Fernando Lopez. The address to my home is 206 South Magnolia. I live directly across this parcel of land. We have most of our neighbors here, and it's a humble and very old neighborhood. I think I've been at my house for 33, 34 years. We do have some folks here that have been here 40 years, 45 years. And we did speak to most of them. I know most of them are opposed to the request. As they mentioned, it is single-family residential, and we'd like to keep it that way. I think to install 4 units in such a small lot is not conducive to the area. We already have a little issue with the cans and kegs at the corner. Most of the employees park along Dryer. Then when they have the deliveries of Budweiser, Coca-Cola, chips, bread, and all that, they take up a lot of space on our road. By adding 4 units to a single little bitty lot is not gonna work, at least not for us. So we respectfully request that you deny the request. I think I heard that the staff is recommending to deny it, and thank you, staff, for that. I think a change of zone of this nature is detrimental to the small neighborhood we live in. We're directly behind the old HEB, now Planet Fitness, and Muelle 37. And we're kind of sandwiched in between Vanguard, maybe, I don't know, 20 homes, 30 homes at most. And most of us have been there a lifetime. It's funny that it's very strange. We live in the center of
Thank you
Pharr,
so much, sir. Your
but it's
time's up.
very, very small and very quiet. So
Thank you.
Nobody else?
I believe they said there were
Next
two.
is our second property owner. If you would like to come up and speak. Mr. Benavides?
Okay. Nobody else?
Roel
Need-
Benavides.
There you go. Need your name, address, or?
Roel Benavides Jr., 204 South Magnolia, Pharr, Texas.
Go ahead and say. what you-
Everything that Mr. Lopez, I echo everything, his concerns about the neighborhood. We've been there for 40 years. And I think it'd be detrimental to have,
The mics
what I-
aren't working.
I'm sorry?
Is it working? Pégale al mic.
Okay. I live at 204 South Magnolia, Pharr, Texas, 78577. Been there for more than 40 years, since 1980. And public housing in that quiet neighborhood would be something that I'd be very concerned about. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Nobody else?
We have two other property owners who have just submitted to speak today. Mrs. Hilda Villarreal? You have a minute and a half to speak.
Hello, I'm Laura Sanderson Garza, and I live at 1301 East Kelly Avenue. And we've been there for over 20 years, and we really love the area. When we moved there, Vanguard wasn't there. It was an empty lot across the street. It's a very good school system, I'm sure. It's brought a lot of traffic. We also have a lot of traffic from Ken's and Kegs with semi-trucks on the little tiny street of Magnolia. And we love the area we live in. And I personally don't like the idea of having transits in the area, with a year lease or 6-month lease, you're going to get a lot of in and out. And the parking would be an issue on such a small lot. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Hilda Villarreal, and I live across the street on 1301 East Dreyer Street. And I live right across from that lot, and I think that it's too small of a lot to have 4 families living there. The traffic to Cans and Kegs is always, up and down with the beer trucks and Coke trucks and, the people in line in the morning to get tacos is just, and then Vanguard is, so I think 4 families living there with maybe 2 cars each, that would be 2, 4, 6, 8 more. It's too much. It would be too much for the neighborhood and on such small property. So I know that the parking and the traffic would be terrible. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
No one else, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. We'll close the public hearing, open up the board discussion.
Chairman, I would like to go into executive session.
Second.
Second, okay. We'll be back. Okay, time is 4:26. We have returned from executive session. We'll continue with public hearing. A board discussion. No more discussion? Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
Chairman, I move to recommend to disapprove by staff.
Second.
Second, Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. Next item.
Next item. Oscar J.E. Garza, owner of Spile with Plan Zoning Commission, a request for a change of zone from single-family residential small lot, R1A, to residential multifamily high-density district, RMFHD, in order to develop and construct 16 duplex units, which being total of 32 units. The subject site is located on the east side of North Flag Street, approximately 200 feet south of West Polk Avenue, and has a physical address of 910 North Flag Street. The property is legally described as being 1.161 acres, more or less, out of Lot 2 and 3, Block D, being all that part of the right-of-way of lateral F, lying east of the road in the west 320 feet of Block D, Kelly Pharr subdivision, Pharr, Hidalgo County, Texas. The property fronts North Flag Street, a 50-foot through 60-foot local street, which runs north and south with a posted speed limit of 20 or 30 miles per hour, more or less, identified in the city thoroughfare plan. The property and the properties to the south and a portion of the property to the east were zoned single-family residential small lot, R1A, when the city adopted the current zoning ordinance 1982. The remaining property to the east and the north were rezoned from agriculture AO, open space district AO, to residential multifamily high-density district, RMFHD, on July 2nd, 2018. The property to the west is zoned single-family residential district, R1, when the city adopted the current zoning ordinance from 1982. There have been no other zoning requests within the vicinity of the subject property since that time. The property is generally designated for right-of-way use in the land use plan. However, the Hidalgo County Irrigation District has released the right-of-way to the property owner, and the request is incompatible with the land use portion and area. Excuse me. The residential multifamily high-density district, RMFHD, is established to provide adequate space and site diversification for medium to high-density areas. This may be a zone for transitional areas developed for single-family usage, but because of the need for rehabilitation of changes to the character of the neighborhood, are not deemed suitable for some multifamily development. This zone allows medium to high-density developments and should be located where additional requirements for streets, water, fire protection, wastewater, drainage, and adequate open space shall be met. RMFHD uses should not run traffic over long distances of single-family residential size streets to neighborhoods, and should be located close to arterials or collector compatible with carrying the additional traffic. Multifamily developments are not a buffer between single-family and commercial uses and should be properly buffered from non-residential land uses and traffic, or from other pollution and environmental hazards. 20 letters were mailed out to the surrounding property owners within a 200-foot radius on November 15, 2024, and a legal notice was published in the Advanced News Journal on November 13, 2024. Staff received no responses from the letters or legal notice. Development Services recommends approval of the rezoning request from single-family residential R1A to multifamily high-density district RMFHD, as the property meets all area requirements and has an adequate ingress, egress to the request compatible with the residential trends and land use patterns in the area. If approved, the owner must comply with all city ordinances and development requirements.
Okay, is the applicant present?
Yes, the applicant is present.
Do you have any comments?
About this? All right.
No? Okay, this item requires a public hearing. Is it anybody from the affected area signed up to speak on this item?
No one signed up to speak, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing and open up the item, board discussion. No discussion? Okay, we'll close the board discussion, open up the floor for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. Okay, public hearing. Announcements? None? Okay, there's only one left.
Chairman, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Second. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, the motion carries. We are adjourned.
Want to wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ditto.
To see y'all back.